Welcome back to Sportscaster.com's Open Mic. We have a special guest joining us for our final segment tonight. This young man is only in the 5th grade, but he has real gumption, I'm telling you. Ryder Sloan, our youngest guest to date. Tell everybody where you go to school, Ryder.
I go to Pierce Elementary in Birmingham.
Okay. What is it that you hope to do when you get older?
I've been thinking about continuing my dad's business or just reporting
Sure.
and maybe coaching a football team or basketball team.
You're put together really well, man, for 11 years old. I love it. You can do all those things. That's the beauty of it. Who have you interviewed in your short time on this earth?
I've interviewed Desmond Howard, John Wangler, Jordan Morgan, Will Johnson, Colston Loveland, Donovan Edwards. I've had a great experience so far.
Yeah, those are some notable names. Being able to interview people like Desmond Howard and Donovan Edwards, I mean, that's kind of like the next best thing, right?
Yeah, as you may know, I injured my knee recently and I'm just coming back from it. And I don't know if sports is in my future. So sportscasting is definitely the next best thing for me. It's maybe just as good as playing the game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I feel like the one thing about it, especially if you play, even if you don't play at the highest level, it's like if you have an understanding of being involved in organized sports, or even with you at your age coming back from an injury, now there's relatability. So when you do talk to these guys or talk to athletes, it's like you have an understanding of what that's like and what it's like trying to come back, right?
Yeah, and in my opinion, if you love the game, it doesn't matter what level you play at.
That's it, man. You're all over it. And obviously, being the youngest on the sportscaster.com platform, I know there are going to be some other big names coming up in your future. I also noticed a lot of those names are Michigan guys. So you're a big fan of the Michigan basketball program?
Well, I've been a Michigan football fan for a while, up until I saw Dusty May. Dusty May has made me into a Michigan basketball fan, and I just love the work he's doing over there.
I love it. I think a lot of Wolverines fans love the work that he's doing. He's got a bunch of energy, and I can tell you've got great energy too. What do you think's been the key to the turnaround for Dusty May in Ann Arbor?
I think he's very dedicated to what he does, and he gets the job done.
He's getting it done for sure, and you did a good job with this piece. The Big Ten tournament champs are headed to the NCAA tournament. Here's 5th grader Ryder Sloan on what turned the Michigan basketball season around.
What captures a young sports fan's attention? An inspirational story. One that every now and then proves that dreams can come true. One that proves that talent and hard work make for a winning combination. I'm focused on recapping just how the Michigan Wolverines head basketball coach, Dusty May, has achieved something truly remarkable and has made me a fan for life. He took the Michigan Wolverines men's basketball team from worst to best in the Big Ten, and some would say even in the nation, all in just 1 year. Last season, Michigan had only won 3 Big Ten games under their previous head coach, and under Dusty May's leadership, they won the Big Ten championship this year. Dusty May was the head coach for Florida Atlantic University from 2018 to 2024, leading the Owls to the NCAA Final Four in 2023, and was hired by Michigan in 2024, replacing Juwan Howard. How did Dusty May turn the Michigan program around in short order? First, of course, you have to bring in the right players, and Dusty May immediately set out to upgrade the team with fresh talent that included Vlad Golden, Danny Wolf, and others. Next, he had to achieve buy-in by the players that his system would lead them to a championship. Then, he had to create a culture of confidence and camaraderie, team chemistry, and a belief that they could beat anybody. And of course, he had to be a fundamentally sound coach who could prepare and coach the team both prior to and during games. Listen to this Dusty May interview excerpt conducted by Carter Lutz and Cooper Schoenberg, two rising star sportscasters on sportscaster.com. Here's Dusty in his own words explaining how and why he was able to create this great level of success in such a short period of time.
Well, the University Athletic Department have such great traditions themselves, and there's such a following and a pride amongst all of those associated with Michigan. But for us, there's a standard here of putting together championship caliber teams, operating in a professional manner. And it's no different today. I mean, every single morning we wake up striving to be our best, knowing that the expectations long-term are to get to Final Fours and to win Big Ten championships. But that doesn't consume us on a daily basis. And after a lot of days of everyone being connected and working towards a common goal, then you find yourself in those situations and then you have to take advantage of them.
Here's what Dusty had to say about creating the right chemistry amongst his guys.
We had a pool of guys that we felt like had winning qualities and attributes, and they're unselfish and they were skilled. And we wanted to get a center and a point guard and then build our roster from there, because if you have an unselfish point guard and you have a center that will get guys open, that's a threat to rim, then it makes the job much easier on the other guys on the court. So that was our process. We wanted to begin with those two things and then slowly build a roster out. And they're also like-minded. All the guys we brought in are guys from winning programs, guys that care about people. They have great hearts. And so every day, it's the day-to-day conversations. It's spending time in the weight room, in the training room. And everyone in our program has been trying to expedite the process by simply just being around more and helping each other out. We have a lot of versatility and depth in our program. And now it's just us trying to figure out the best ways for us to play and the best combinations and trying to get these guys to really utilize their own gifts and superpowers and see if we can blend it all together and form some type of championship chemistry.
Here's what Dusty had to say about what it takes to be at a major program like Michigan.
I felt for the last 20 to 30 years, I've been preparing for this position the entire time. So I never felt that I was in over my head or I wasn't going to be able to do the job. There were a lot of days when I thought to myself, how did this happen? How did we get here? And then usually I would just think, man, because I've been around really, really good players and other good coaches. And so very, very fortunate in its circumstances as much as anything. But, when it starts to happen, it almost feels like a dream because, like I said, this was never the intent. And I want to have a great day of preparation today and tomorrow and really, really enjoy the people that I'm around. And when you enjoy the work, it never feels like a job. And that's how it is for me. So I had to pinch myself about 3,000 times the last couple of years that, people would reach out and you'd say, how do they even know who I am? So it's definitely an honor and a privilege, but I also know that it's a result of surrounding yourself with really, really high quality people. I'm very, very lucky and blessed to be in this profession.
How lucky are we that the state of Michigan now holds bragging rights to two of college basketball's best coaches and teams. One, of course, is the great Tom Izzo at Michigan State, and the other is the state of Michigan's newest star, Dusty May. I love college football, in particular, University of Michigan college football. But Dusty May, you've made me a big fan of Michigan basketball, and I'm really excited to be cheering you on for years to come.
Ryder Sloan, do you think that this team could do some damage in the NCAA tournament?
Maybe. There's a lot of really good teams out there, but I definitely think that Michigan has a chance to beat those teams and make a good run.
Our thanks to Ryder Sloan for that. Our thanks to Ben Frakes and Dan Dickerson, to Aiden Novak and Christy Dosh, and to Cody Stedman and Jamie Edmonds. I'm Johnny Kane. I want to thank you for listening to this week's edition of Open Mic on WJR.